Opa! My face camera's cached. Right, howdy folks. Give us a second and let my face cam catch up again. It has just crashed on me just as I'm about to start streaming. Opa! Come on, start. There we go. Right. There we go, much better. Perfect. Right, hope everyone's doing well. Let me just tell everyone that I am live. Perfect. Right, how's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? I have had a pretty good day, actually. I had some mates over last night for a D&D game. A couple of them stayed over, so we just went for a walk and chilled out. And I've been packing orders all morning, well, not all morning, so all evening. You might hear, it might be a little noisier than usual in here. I have, for some reason, all my audio settings disappeared, so we're kind of working with a whole new audio setup right now. And I've got all three printers running at once, which is what it normally sounds like in here. I've just been lucky for the last few days that I've been streaming. Right, so plan for today is we are going to be working on the table. I did do a little bit of work with the main bit of Milo earlier. So what I've done is I've just done a light tram on the bed itself. I figured out that I've got a bulge in the middle of the bed. You won't be able to see this as much in that view, so what I'll do is I'll just there we go. Oh, I've also moved the camera around and made it to changed some of the settings so it looks a little bit better. Yeah, so in the Y direction, so about the Y is not trammed very well. I trammed it on the edges of the bed, but I've got a big bulge in the center of the bed. Around the X is absolutely fine. I'm getting about 0.05 mil deviation across the whole bed, which is good enough for me. Hey Alan, can't stay long on my lunch break, then leaving early to get some metal stock. Nice, nice. You finally going to give Milo some real food then? Sweet. Yeah, I've also run some of the cables. Hey Xscale, run some of the cables. Done the end stops for X and Z. I haven't done the Y one yet because you tend to do that once the table's on. I ran the VFD motor through its cable chain. You'll see that there. Perfect. And then put the side bits on for the columns. So there's not much I've actually done, just kind of fiddly bits that you probably wouldn't want to watch on stream. Right. But as I said earlier, today is we're not going to concentrate on the Milo build itself, or the main part of the Milo build. We're going to be concentrating on the table. So I need to get this out of here. I'll just put it on the floor for now. I did weigh the build at this point. At this point, the build weighs 26.5 kilos. With the steel applicators, the fixated plates, the spindle, all that. It's not a light build apparently. Perfect. So the table's probably the easiest part of this, so it's not going to take very long. They have tapped these ones in the right places, I do believe. If I wasn't just using my preset slice files that I have for the front plates and things, I probably would have gone with the hex pattern ones and not had an e-stop, but because I just pressed print on some already sliced parts, some already sliced files, we're going to be doing it this way. And I think this is more in tune with what you guys will be doing anyway. Is the extra weight just the epoxy and absolutely massive wheels? The absolute, oh yeah, my hand wheels. I forgot to mention those. Yeah, I took the LDO hand wheels, extruded them out a little bit so they're a lot chunkier, and then I also put a little Easter egg on there. Hopefully you guys have seen that. There's only one extrusion that has epoxy in it, and it's not even full of epoxy. It's going to get even heavier because I haven't done the ballast box on this build yet. I am going to do that at some stage. Hi Thomas. Okay, you're not late at all. We've barely started. Yeah, so that's the plan for that. Also, Windows decided to shut down my computer just before the stream, so I need to reopen everything so you guys can see what I'm doing. And let's get some music going whilst we're doing that. Table assembly, and then I need to get there we go, perfect. Right, that should be all set up now. Sweet. So 3 2080s, that's them there. We're going to do the ones at the end first, and then we'll do the center one. I think that's probably going to be easiest. And we need some M5x12s. Anyways, what's been everyone been up to today? That's M5x8. Don't need those. Just in time to watch me drop everything on stream, as usual. Also, I've cleaned up the work area. I don't imagine it's going to last very long, as is usual with me. Packing orders, trying to catch up with the from the weekend. Oh, nice. I'm guessing you guys don't pack orders on weekends, then you get the weekends off. You can see a little bit of it like that. Not yet, hopefully after we move to our next location. Sweet. Yeah, I can only really, other than like right now where I'm on holiday and I can do stuff like this, I normally set prints going in the evening, wake up, do a plate, set another print going for the day, and then pack orders on either a Thursday or a Friday, and then get them sent on a Saturday. Because I've got work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I get home at like 10 o'clock at night, so I don't get the opportunity to do a lot of packing during the week. Currently I've got like 12 different boxes of printed parts. We're just waiting on LDO, well, on the LDO kits to arrive, and then we can start sending them out. Careful, you might get smothered pretty easily today. Sorry for the repeat. What do you mean by smothered? Is that better? Is that better? Or is that way too loud now? I think that's way too loud now. when you look down, you can't understand anything. Okay. Okay. Right. If that's any better with the audio stuff, I'm not really a good audio engineer. I don't have the ear for it. Let's get my audio engineer. Let's see what he can do. Right, that's the front done. Worse. My lav mic the wrong way around. Might be that. Like I've swallowed the mic. Oh, lovely today. Lovely to hear it. Right, is that any better? I swear, OBS does some weird things sometimes and it really annoys me. Can it not just save my audio settings instead of losing them every second day? Better. Right, we got a better from Thomas. Sounds better from Xscale as well. Hopefully that's all. Sweet. I feel like this part of the build is going to go a lot faster than I'm expecting it to. I know it's going to go quick, but we're pretty much halfway through building the electronics table already, and we've only been here for 13 minutes. Ah, that's okay. That's okay. Tell you what's going to be a real challenge is getting this thing into Casa. I may need to employ a friend. Bribe a friend with a keg of beer or something. Xscale, what are you doing next weekend? Fancy coming to the UK and helping me move Milo into Casa? I'll give you a 6-pack of beer, that's my final offer. I'd be down. Nice. Sweet. Here's the part that might need some percussive assembly. Actually, these sliding might be real nice. I'd do it, but I'm showing mine at Rocky Mountain Vet Festival. Nice. Are you showing off anything special with it? Are you able to get any cutting done on the floor? Oh, that's a thing. If you are coming to Smurf later in the year, Ed from E3D joined the Discord and saw that we were talking about maybe doing some test cuts on the floor. And he said, yeah, it would be fine as long as they don't last more than 10 minutes. So hopefully he doesn't regret that. He said that. So this step here, where we're putting in the heated inserts, you don't need to do that for if you're putting it in Casa, just because we're actually going to bypass the feet. If you're building for Casa, you don't need to print the feet, because the feet, these holes just get reused to bolt straight through into another extrusion with some M5x16s. So if you're building Casa, skip that step. For Smurf, we could do a demo at 11 a.m. kind of thing. Yeah, I think that's the point. I think that's the idea of the whole thing. I'd like to get like a Smurf group together for everyone all the vendors and things who are going to be there, just so that we can put like a timetable together and know when people are doing what demos and not step on each other's feet, and that kind of thing would be nice. But that can be sorted way down the line. Won't be able to cut, at least I won't have the box sitting on a plate. At least want to have a box sitting on the plate to show the work envelope. Okay, have fun, enjoy the rest of your world. Cheers, dude, thanks for coming. If anyone's watching this the first time actually seeing Milo be assembled, this moving is absolutely okay, because what happens is when you put the legs on, it will sandwich the two bits, and this being loose is nothing really to worry about. It will sandwich it and hold it in place once the feet are on. Yeah, I'm not going to do... A lot of people were asking whether or not to fill this basement with concrete or epoxy granite. If you're doing it on a sturdy bench, yes, or if you're building casa without a basement, I'm not confident that casa will take the weight of all of Milo and a concrete base if you're using the basement. I'm not overly confident of that. Again, I don't know. It's not something I've tested. I know that I can stand on the two extrusions at the bottom of casa with the basement and it not break, and I'm 90-something kilos, but that was for 5 seconds. I don't know what it will do over a long period of time. Again, if I was doing this all again, I might reprint the table parts actually. I would just do the hex pattern ones for the front and back. This is just what I had on hand, so I'm doing it this way. I'm missing an extrusion. I'm missing a very small extrusion. Right. I love how each one of these individual pieces comes with its own little baggie, but they can't put fasteners in a baggie. I get why. It's probably because these come from the vendor, the internal vendor that they use like this, and they just don't move it. I have mine on a granite slab at the moment, but I think casa will be at least as much weight. Yeah. Casa will also shake around a bit more than a granite slab will, just keep that in mind. I swear my neighbours must think I'm some kind of drug dealer, because I throw away little baggies all the time from various different builds and orders and things. So build casa from granite. Yes, if you can build casa from granite, I'll take 2, please. And a forklift if you're offering. Right, I have finally unloaded my stash. Why is there a smaller bag of M5 peanuts? There's a big bag in there and there's also a smaller bag. Why not just a single bag? Maybe they can fit them all in? Who knows? This reinforcement bar, I'll let you guys can probably see this better from the top. This little reinforcement extrusion, if you're building the electronics box with all the electronics inside, it normally sits at about here, and that's just so that the power supply can fit and that kind of thing. But if you're building it in cast and you don't plan on filling this up with anything, put it about mid-body, somewhere in there. It doesn't really matter too much where it is, as long as it's kind of in the middle 2 quarters. I already thought about an engine lift or something to get Milo for Cassets. I wish I could fit that. I'd have to bring that engine lift up. I need an engine lift for the engine lift, put it like that, because I live on a 2nd floor. I always get confused nowadays. Right? In the UK, is it 2nd floor? Is the 1st floor after the ground floor? Or is the 1st floor the ground floor? I don't know what people use anymore because the debate's been going on for so long. My workspace is on the 2nd floor as well, meaning the stairs up, yeah. Yep. My workshop, do you mean like, Scope UK, UK ground 1st, 2nd, us ground 2nd. I'm guessing you're in the UK. What? So, you just from your username, it's Scope UK, but you're saying us as in not in the UK. That is not confusing at all. It's very clear. US. Oh, US, not us. Whoops. My bad. I told you I was dumb. Just because I don't want there to be an opening at the front, I am going to install the e-stop. I might actually wire it up in the series with the other e-stop, just as a precaution, so that I can e-stop when I'm working on the machine on the inside if I needed to. It also just plugs up that hole. I'm also not going to put the panel on the bottom of this because it doesn't need the panel. Sweet. Yeah, you have to, these are keyed. There we go. So that's the right way around for that. I'm going to tighten that up now. Yeah, I don't know whether or not I will, but at least that's plugged up now and I don't need to worry about chips getting in there. Means we can start putting Casa on. Sorry, not Casa, Milo on. Let's get the chair out of the way so I can... Nice. Right, how good does that look? How good does that look? Oh, I love this color. I am going to be so happy when this thing is done. Oh, if you were wondering about the chunky hand wheels, yeah, I've got some big ass chunk hand wheels. I've got really sausage fingery hands, so I like having something a bit bigger. These go all the way back up to the nut, so they cover that nut up as well. There's no reason for them to have to cover that nut up, but I just prefer them like this. I think it looks more aesthetically pleasing. And aesthetics is a big thing for me. I like things that look good. That's really looking nice. I regret going black for main color a bit. Yeah. It's one of those weird things. The thing is with black is you can't go wrong with it. It will still look good. It's the whole black goes with everything, isn't it? Whereas if you're... I was lucky because I had a bit of remaining color from the DMS, from one of the DMS color orders. So every time I finish an order, I have about, if everything goes well, I have about 200 grams left. And I've done 3 green orders for Milo parts, so I had enough left over from those to be able to use on this build. And then I had some purple, which was from my own stock, which I've been wanting to use for a really long time. I really love this color of purple. It's just, I hadn't had a chance to until now. I tend to develop everything in like a black and red motif. James Barry, hey Jake, how's your build going? It's going really well. We're nearly done with the mechanical side of things. Basically, you just need to bolt Milo down now. and then I'm going to start putting everything in Casa. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the setups for you guys to see what's actually going to go down whilst I'm wiring. But effectively, I'm just going to extend all the wires that are currently hanging out the back here. Oh, that was my monitor wire. I've just pulled my monitor out. There we go. It's back. Yeah, all the cables that are back here I'm going to make some extensions for them to go into the electronics bay for Casa. I got black main accent with the LDO kit, black alu. Can only see the fixture plate. Yeah, it's the LDO anodizing that they do. The anodizing that they have on their extrusions is really, really dark. It's not exactly the best thing on camera. I think I really would like, if you've been watching any of Manic Really streams, he's been doing a V0, another V0, because that man loves V0s. He's been doing one with a white frame. I love that aesthetic. It was a white frame with like a color change, purple, blue, transition ABS. And it looks so nice. Spindle holder's looking very clean, always had a very slight warping on the edges. Yep, the two Cheaty Techs I've got underneath, there's one of them over there. They're really small, so they get really warm. I think they actually get warmer than the Cheaty Tech X Max, which has a chamber heater inside of it. I can easily get 60 degrees in here without a chamber heater. And then the bamboo is working just under Casa over there. And the Voron Trident is just still as a whistle. Still as a still thing. It's going to be a pain. Well, luckily with the HOI mod, it's not actually too bad to replace it, because all you have to do is you can access it even if it's in an enclosure. If you're doing another kind of mod where you need to access the sides or the front, or God forbid if you're doing the electronics at the bottom and you're putting it in Casa like that, that's going to be a real pain to access. So I'm going to be reprinting this soon. For when Dave sends over some HOIs, or when I get round to making some. I need to get my machine back together. Oh, do you not have your machine together anymore? Do the sound dampening panels on your wall really work? They're not sound dampening panels. These are not sound dampening panels. They don't dampen sound. They don't make it quieter in the room. What they do is they stop echoes from forming. It's not too bad now, but when I first got this room and there was nothing in it, and there wasn't Casa in the way, the corner at the very back of the room would echo really badly, and it was a real pain to stream in, because you'd hear my voice twice, effectively. So that's what these panels are for. They break up standing waves. And even if these were dampening panels, my room is on the other side of this wall, and the bench is bolted to the wall. So whatever vibrates, like if I've got one of these printers running, it still sends that noise straight through to my bedroom. So on really heavy nights when I've got loads of prints I need to get done, I'll sleep on the couch. Thankfully, I have a very, very comfy couch, and I would still sleep on it even if I didn't have to do it. If even if it wasn't for work, I'd still sleep on it every now and again. I took it apart to adjust the knot on the column, then realized I couldn't really measure it properly at the moment. Fair. That's why I'm so adamant on tram to the bed, because it's not going to be the most accurate way of doing it, but for a hobby machine, put it like this, from end to end, right, there's a little bit of bulge from the plate itself, so the plate is bulging upwards. I'm going to fix that by literally drilling into the plate once the machine's going, and then putting some M3 fasteners in the center, and actually bring the bolt down. But other than that, my back and forth, I'm getting 0.05 millimeter deviation, which is more than good enough, and that's just through tramming the plate itself. I think the other way of doing it is good if you've got the time and the effort and you love making things really, really precise. But I think at a hobbyist level, tramming the plate is the easiest thing you can do. It's also the easiest way to measure it. Do you think in the future the base model for the spindle holder should be HY? Yes. So it's going to be... I can talk about this stuff because it's features that we've already got basically in Milo anyway, in the Milo ecosystem. For V2, there is going to be an HOI variant of the spindle in each of the main spindles. So there's going to be 4 variants. 2 are the printed versions for a 65mm and an 80mm spindle, and then the other 2 are going to be the HOI variants for those same sizes. I have to do this quick because I don't want it sliding back on me. I'm trying to make the next set of spindle mounts for Milo universal so that we can start working on other machines. Because the more stuff I can make that works across multiple different machines, that could potentially work across multiple different machines, the better. The same way like the stealth burner exists, we'll have a kind of tool head series that we can work on. And that just means that we can get machines out faster. If we want to change one thing about the tool setter, it affects multiple machines. Sorry, not the tool setter, the spindle mount. It can affect multiple machines, and we don't have to go through each machine one by one make that change. It will just happen. Right, so this is going to be the last one. And then we'll have to put the cable cover for the back bit on. And I can have an idea, I can start thinking about how I'm going to route cables from here into Casa. Oh nice, 15 people here. That's a pretty high number for me. Thank you all for coming. If you do like what I do, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help out a lot more than you know. It tells other people that I'm worth watching for a start, especially now as I'm still fairly new, and the whole shop is still fairly new. And just a reminder to you all, this isn't just a private YouTube channel. It is part of DMS web shop. You can find links below if you need to buy any Milo parts in the UK, or even some Voron stuff. Right, we're still waiting on kits and things to arrive, so it may be a bit of a pre-order step, but if you need printed parts right away, we can also do those. In fact, they're printing just below me right now. And add over. Perfect. Sweet. So we'll keep it this way for now because we need to install the rear cable cover. And oh, actually no, we'll spin it around first so we can install the Y-axis end stop, and then we can do the rear cable cover. Sweet. Right. I need some. That's the Y motor. I suppose we could wire that up now as well. I need the Y end stop. Y end stop. Yeah, it's going to be a real pain having to crimp a bunch of extensions, but it's going to be one of those things that just has to be done. I think the handwheels are something that I might put in as like a build aid, because it's really easy. It's really nice to be able to move the axes by hand, but I'm going to recommend on future machines that you get rid of them. In between, or maybe design a clutch system for them. I don't know, there's loads of things I could do. It just depends on what's best for the community. They also take up a lot of extra room that just doesn't need to be taken up. And 2.5 by 8. I'm glad they pack a bunch of extra of these, because I've lost 2 already. Right, this has happened twice with me, so I think I'm going to ask LDO to increase the length of these to M8 by 10, sorry, M2.5 by 10, because if you press these inserts in a little bit too far, they don't quite reach it. I'm going to change that in the bottom. Now, that's not too bad, because what I can do, there is a way to fix it with the LDO kit currently. So what I have on my soldering iron here now, right, is the threaded section from the M2.5 heat insert thing. And what I can do is I can thread that into the female part of that thread, turn my soldering iron on, and then start pulling up. So I'm just putting some upward pressure on it to pull that thread back out. That insert back out. And that should bring it above the level of the plastic slightly. Then I can unthread it. I'm going to do the same with the other side. So if you do what I did and mess it up and put it a bit too deep in, right, don't panic, you can fix it. I got a TS101 for my LDO build. Type-C digital soldering iron with a very cool thermal. Nice! Nice. Does it fit normal soldering tips, like standard soldering tips? Because I hate that with some of the nicer soldering irons. They use, I guess that they are higher quality, and I understand that, but I really hate it when you have those and you can't use some soldering iron tools because they're designed for cheaper soldering irons. There we go. So those are caught on the threads now. It worked with the CNC kitchen ones. I don't know which one. Yeah, so the CNC kitchen ones, I think, are the same format as the cheaper ones that I've had before. So those should work with the LDO ones. So that's fine. All right, let's do some. Damn, 20 people here. This is the most I've had in a long time. I thought it was going to be a quiet Monday. Hello all, thanks for coming. Hope you're all having a great evening. Make yourselves known in chat. There's only 20 of you, so I should be able to hold a conversation or two. The dangerous way of cutting the ends off of these, because I don't know where my flush cutters have gone. But we like to live dangerously around here. Right. Now, question. I actually don't know where this piece goes on the LDO kit. So, Milo V1.5 LDO kit. It says rear cover, so I assume it goes on the back, but I think I would prefer to have it here, or at least have one here, because that will show you from the overhead cam. So this bit over here, the rear cable cover, it's an LDO part kit. I don't know whether or not I want it at the front, so it takes the Y cable out the way, or whether or not to have it at the back. I could do both, but yeah, I probably will do both. Does this interfere with the cable chain though? That's most forward position. Yeah. So that's as far back as I can have it, sorry. And it won't interfere with the cable chain. I think I'm going to put it here and then print up another one and put it at the back. And that way it's just, I can get the Y cable out of the way. The Y cable sits a little bit nicer. Placed it in the middle. The middle? What do you mean the middle? The middle as in where the bed is now? So, I'll say like there, but on that side, because you can't see on this side. It's meant to go back behind the cable chain. Yeah, I know it's meant to go behind the cable chain, but like, I think having another piece Y here to get that Y out of the way is also a good idea. So I'm going to do that first and then print another one to go on the back, because I've still got a whole lot of wire management to do anyway and wire measuring to do anyway. So no, but fastened to the C-beam. This is meant to be fastened to the C-beam, to like the column, or like that. That doesn't make too much sense to me. What does the LDO website say? Yeah, we're going to put the slot covers on tonight. Hopefully. Wiring guide, wiring guide, wiring guide. Parts. Come on. I placed mine at the back and used the slot covers. So I'm going to use the slot covers. I'm going to cut them so that they, even if I put this one here, I'm still going to cut the slot covers to cover that little bit at the front and a little bit at the back. I just think this at least stops this cable from moving. Or did you use the slot covers over the cable itself? Because that might be an option as well. A good option is to run them. If the slot covers fit over this wire, then we can have the wire go through the slot covers all the way to the back. That might be an option. Give me a second, let me grab the slot covers and I'll see if that works. Because it's quite a thin cable, so. Right, let's get this plastic shit off of here. Right, so does that cable fit inside? It does! Nice, perfect. Yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's put the slot covers on this side first, and then if we cut a small section of one of these bits off on either side, on either end. Oh, these are oversized a little bit, so. Get some snips instead. You know what might be a good tool for this? The little Bamboo Lab scraper. This is sharp as fuck. That actually worked perfectly. Build tip. Get a Bamboo Labs P1S just so that you can get this tool, and you can use it to chop the slot covers for your Milo. Just so you can get the tool. You have to pay the 600 and whatever the P1S costs, just so you can get this tool. that is my top tip of the day. I'm so glad that they made these black. A lot of the time you can get like cheaper blue ones or rubbery ones that just look awful. No offense to 9 Mile who has them on his machine, but they don't look good, mate. Right, that's nice. Now, should I run the cable underneath the drag chain one or off to the side so I can have access to it? I think off to the side makes more sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through there, run this piece through there now, just so I can get a measurement off where to cut it. I think if we cut it right there, that should give me enough space on either end. Maybe let's do a little bit more. I feel like my slot covers came very oversized compared to yours, or I did something very wrong. Yeah, mine, they are oversized. I have been cutting them down. It's just, they're not overly oversized. Overly oversized, yes, that makes total sense, Jake. You know what I mean. You can snip them easy with side cutters. Yeah, I don't know where my side cutters are. That's the issue. They've gone walkabout. I'm not like everyone in the 3D printing community. I tend to throw my excess side cutters away. I don't hoard them like everyone else does. Right, for the other ones, I'm going to have to cut these down to size properly. Where's that screw come from? Oh, I know exactly where that screw's come from. It's from when I was doing the end stuff earlier. Right, so that runs under there now, that's covered up. I even placed some in the main channel under the lead screw. Oh, yes, I see what you mean. I might do that. I might not. Probably a good idea too, actually, so yeah. I'll figure out a way to do that. Yeah, okay, I'm just blunting that till I'm gonna get another. Oh! I know exactly where they are. I know exactly where my side cutters are now. Found them! That's embarrassing. I've placed square side cutters in every room to find one I need it. Nice. I had the set of side cutters that came with the original LDO Mars. Those were my favorite ones. They were so good. So good. Right, I'm gonna do these bits here because you have to cut them in sections so they don't interfere with the thing. I'll do those later. So they just seem fiddly to do now. I'll do the ones in the C-beam now. Just like permanent markers, nice. Is this what you mean by place them in the main channel? I think this is what you meant. Messed that up slightly, but it's fine. Right. It's not hard to make clean, but it makes cleanup easier. Yeah, I agree with you there. It's a good idea. Good idea. And this is why I love having a community, because you get cool ideas like this. I think that was a perfect fit, so I'm going to go same size as that one. I'm just using the excess here to mark off where I expect it to be, because I expect that these are all the same length. I know that this came off one of the sizes that was perfect, so I'm going to cut it at the bottom of that piece, and it should work all the way through now. Although I have just realised that the side ones are going to be shorter, aren't they? Actually don't know if they will be. I think these ones is going to be a little bit harder to do. It's not, yeah. How am I going to do this? Probably best if I place it in first. So you get for having sausage fingers. Go. I suppose doing this will make it a lot easier to clean with a vacuum. Nice. Good idea, bud. Good idea. Might be worth putting them in the Z-axis as well. In that case, because the Z-axis fills up quite a lot with them. And also the bit just underneath the spindle. Hopefully I have enough. I covered every slot on the C-beam too. Had to go to my stock slot on what? Sorry. I covered every slot on the C-beam too. Had to go to my stock on slot covers for the last few. I don't think putting them on anywhere on the X would be beneficial other than the sides of the table, because every one of the C-beams, every one of the beams is either covered up already on X or facing downwards, so they won't fill up as easily. Just realised that the music reminds me of Stardew Valley. That's probably why I've been having a craving to play that game recently. It's weird, I go from Helldivers and Ultimate Democracy to wanting to play a cozy little farming simulator game. He was a weird man. Right. Right, okie doke, that's the YC beam covered up. I feel like the outsides are probably going to be less of a problem, so just with the stock that I do have left, I'm going to do the Z pillar, because that seems like it's a good place to put them. You should have enough plus a little extra. Sweet. Hopefully, I'll trust you there. If I don't have enough, I'm going to say John told me I had enough and it was going to be fine, and you should blame John instead of blaming me. Oh, that's the small half, isn't it? Yeah, this half. So what am I meant to have in there? Does make the build look a little bit cleaner as well, doesn't it? I like it. This is a good solution. I'm glad LDO added these to the kit. Does this little end bit do? Put that end bit there, and then take the middle of this bit, which is, I'm going to say, there. That was nowhere near the middle, but c'est la vie. Sweet. That is fine. Nice, nice, nice. Right, that's the Z column done. So he's done the Y C-beam, we've done the Z column. We need to do the Z C-beam. And I'll do the X ones as well, just because. Why not? They look the nicest. I did not do the sides of Y nor X. I'm going to do the sides of X because it looks nice, not because it's functional. I'm not doing the sides of Y either. Right, I'm only going to do the front of X though, because the back's not going to be able to be seen. I won't have enough for the Z C-beam, not for it to look good anyway. It'd probably be practical enough with the sizes I've got left over, but I don't have enough to actually do the whole thing. But there are little spaces in between the feet, the bolt-down brackets, so I'm going to fill those in. Right. That looks good. Just pull that piece out and then use it as my measuring stick. Yeah, sometimes it is the little things that make things look, brings the whole room together. Sweet. Oh, that looks really nice now. That looks really nice now. Oh, how nice does that look? I love that. There are some little spots up at the front as well that I'm going to try and fill. Just going, dude. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It'll never look that clean again. This is very true. Hopefully, I can keep it looking all right. I'm going to be doing all dry cuts on this machine because I don't want to get my Casa dirty when I have to take it to Smurf. They'll all be dry cuts. Which means high feed rates for me, so I can get rid of heat with chips. Ignore that bit actually, because that's just looking mangled now. Right, sweet. So this is as far as I was wanting to get on this stream, but we've only been streaming for an hour and a bit, so I might go ahead and put the Long John tool setter together for you guys to, whilst we got time at least, because currently this is a short stream, and I would like to make it a little bit longer. Let's see how the x-axis moves as well now it's on the base. Oh! And there. I thought I heard a noise. It may have just been my printer underneath me catching the cable train. It does feel smooth though. And that sound from the bearings the other day is just completely gone. So that's obviously settled. I don't feel any backlash whatsoever. Yeah, let's leave that as it is for now, and then let's get on with some Long John stuff. So, I did make a little bit of a mistake that I'm going to fix off stream, but the cable, so batch 1 LDO kits come with a cable that's too short to go through the X-axis chain link, so you're going to have to mount it on the other side, right, and have it hanging off the back. It's fine, it's a little bit of an eyesore, but it should be absolutely fine. Because I'm putting this in Casa, I am actually going to be able to run it through the cable chain and then out the back and then deal with it from that side. So I'm not going to do that on stream because it's a pain in the ass to do, but I'll do that off stream. Bring that cable. And now what we can do is that's not the Long John's kit, this is the electronics kit. That's the Long John kit. There we go. Also, when I cut on this, do you want me to use my 5160s, my step sticks, which should be able to give enough current to max these motors out? Or do you want me to stick with the 2209s so that you guys can see more of what the normal performance is going to be? Now bear in mind, I do still have steel FMJs and I'm still going to go HOI on this, right? So it's not going to be a one-to-one replica of what you guys will experience, but it'll be a bit closer to the kind of stock config that way. Also, just for people, you know, the kits that we sell do come with the Long John housing. Right? They are part of the parts that we sell. It is a mod we include, is what I'm trying to say. I do need to clean the inside of this up because it hasn't printed all that well in some places. Where's my knife? Hey Stumbling Fool, how you doing? Close to stock is better for demo purposes. Nice, yeah. Better for demo purposes, but we won't be able to push it as much. I think I'll do the 5160 drivers at a later date once I'm not using this to stream all the time, maybe as an upgrade path. But for now, we'll keep it 2209s just so that you guys can see. Stumbling Fool, how you been, dude? How's your day been? There we go, that's better. Yeah, that is a snug fit. I get why people have been breaking those now. You've got to be really delicate with them. And I've already dropped that down one of the holes. And they're not magnetic either. Oh, great. It must be stainless steel. There we go. Got it. Not bad, just managed to pop in a little bit before work. Nice. Guessing you are in the US or something. You guys have just woken up. Are the US were just woken up? No. Oh, you're in New Zealand, aren't you? That makes more sense now. You haven't realised I've got the memory of a goldfish when it comes to where people are from. Did I? Ah, bollocks. Bollocks, 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 bollocks. I need to assemble everything first before I put the PCB in. And there's a good chance that the PCB will break now, because they're quite fragile. So who keeps messaging me on Discord? Loads of people do. Right. I've got to be very gentle with this, otherwise good likelihood that it will snap. There we go. Nice. Right, yeah, so you have to put the sex bolt in first before you put the long john in. So the two sintered bearing sleeves go in the top, and those get pressed down, one on top of each other. Right, and they should stick out just a little bit. There should be a little bit of bronze sticking out up there. And then we're going to need some Loctite, but I don't have my little plate out at the moment, so we're just going to do a direct application, which is always scary. Luckily, this part won't be really touching any printed bits, so it should be fine. There we go. The sex bolt then goes into the top of the tool setter. Oh, I should have been more prepared for this. Yeah, and you just gotta make sure that that's not touching any of the sides by accident. And the printed parts. Also, that seems way too big for that thread. Huh. Okay. No idea what's going on there, but that is way too big for... this piece. I think this takes an M4, and that is an M5. So, don't know how that's supposed to work. Let's go to Long John. Manual. Yeah, so the sex bolt that's come with this kit is what looks like to be an M5 or M3 thread at the bottom. Right, M4 or M3. But they've supplied me with an M5 bolt for it. So that's not going to work. Do I have any M4 screws in my kits? In my spare parts drawer. M4 is just not something I really stock. I don't really stock very many M4 bolts. Unless it's for a very specific reason. So I doubt it. Is that an M3 screw hole? Is that an M3 thread? Let me check if it's an M3 thread. Yeah, I think they just did it by accident. Yeah, because that's definitely not going to fit. Like, that thread is bigger than the outer diameter of my sex bolt. So it must have been an accidental pick. It's definitely an M4 by the sounds of it, by the looks of it. Because the M3 doesn't fit, the M5 doesn't fit. Yeah. So that's an M4 sex bolt there, and I have an M5 screw that's come with it. Yeah, I think they just accidentally given me the wrong size screw. They've given me an M5 by 10 instead of an M4 by 10. So I'm going to have to order myself another screw that fits, unless I can find an M4 somewhere. Now, I don't really keep the socket head cap screws in M4. That's not going to work. Yeah, so that's not going to work today. That's a bit of a bummer. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. Ooh, I don't think an M5. I might have some M4 button head cap screws, but M5 by 5, M5. Yeah, it's just not part of the hardware I normally keep for myself. No, nah, it's not gonna happen this stream. Not gonna happen this stream. Ugh, that's a shame. In that case, it's probably something I will do off stream because it's a fairly easy build. It's a fairly easy thing to do. Unless there's an M5, M4 over here that I can use, that I can steal. There's M4 by 10 in the kit. Those are for the electronics, but because I'm using different electronics, a different electronic setup, I might be able to steal one of these. Will it fit is the next question. Will it have enough clearance? Yeah, just about. May just need to drill this section out a little bit. Yeah, I may just need to drill that section out a little bit, just so that it definitely will clear. M4, that'll be an M8 drill. I might be able to just spin it through by hand. Not quite by hand. We are officially at 69 views. Nice. Cool. I have accidentally drilled through the floor, but that's all right. It shouldn't affect it. Yeah, the bearings, the floor that the bearing seats on, I've drilled through. That's fine. It shouldn't matter too much because that's not a part that ever actually receives any load of any kind. But I do need that bolt to slide freely. That's the important part here, that this bolt slides freely. 6 bolts in the tool setter. I'm going to go with the spring just because I like to be that little bit extra. Right. Thank you to who just subscribed. No idea who just subscribed. Thank you to whoever just subscribed. I appreciate it. It always helps out. You know what else always helps out? When you smash that like button, that always helps me. It brings a smile to my face. You always want to see me with a smiley face, don't you? Don't you just? Unless you want to see me sad. Which I can totally understand as well. It's a funny sight. Right. You guys hear the clicky click? Satisfying click. Right, disaster averted with the M5. You probably shouldn't do it with, still probably shouldn't do it with the button head, because the button head might have inconsistencies on it, but it's more likely to have inconsistencies than the socket head ones. So you might not always be able to, it might not always trigger at the same height, but we'll find that out through this setting. Hey Josh, how you doing, bud? How's your day been? Whoopa. I'm flying. Doing well here, winding down from the workday, playing with some disco on a stick. Nice! Is that a wink, wink, nudge, nudge that you're trying to give me? Looked at my options to go to Manchester for Smurf. I think I got robbed by the coach company when I went to Oxford this year. Yeah. So there's this huge split in the UK between north and south. Everything down south is a lot more expensive. Like everything. Transport, food, drinks, everything's more expensive. Well, you get paid a lot more. Whereas down south, the average pay tends to be less, but it's cheaper to live down here. Well, up here, sorry. And I think Manchester's kind of considered the north. I'd still say it's south from me, but it's still the north. If you're from the US and you have no idea what we're talking about, there is a huge like north-south divide in the UK. It tends to be poorer people or country folk live up north. And we're considered scum. I say we, I'm not from the UK, so I don't count in that. And then southern people are considered the kind of what you would think of your typical English person. You're well-mannered, you're rich, stuck up type. Right, so whilst I've now got that installed, it's clicking away nice and easily. I drilled through the linear bearing seat on this. It should be fine because I haven't, it's still not moving left and right, which is the main thing. And it's still going to activate at the same point, so long as those bearings stay relatively in the same space. They can move up and down, they just can't move back, forth, left or right. And they should be fine. There's a few places to think about. There's a few things to think about when you're mounting a Long John. First of all, it's going to eat into some of your travel. So what I've done is I marked off these holes beforehand. And I'm just going to double check to make sure that it lines up with the center of my spindle. Which it just about does. Yeah. At that amount of travel, it just lines up with the center of my spindle. So that's maxed out in my X direction. Well, it's minned out technically, but. So that fits right there. Whether or not you want to turn it sideways will save you space and whatever. I like to have it this way around. So the long side in alignment with X. The reason for that is because I am more comfortable with laying oversized parts in this direction than I am over this way where they'd hang over the front. At least this way, I have more space to put something long in this kind of direction, from left to right. Whereas if I moved it that way, I'd have much less space to do that. It just depends on what way you kind of do your work and how you like working. But for me, this is the way it's going to be done. We have the same in the US. It's a little more like certain regions, but there's a south is poorer vibe still. Mine was so close, it was off center, but worked. Yeah, they don't need to be perfectly on center, these, just as close to center as possible. I turned mine sideways as in front to back due to vice being left to right, jaw on left side. That's fair enough. Yeah, that works too. So the first, I discussed this earlier, the extrusions here are just the tiniest bit too short. So whenever I put this fixture plate in, it bulges in the middle. It's concave at the moment because this extrusion is a bit too short and these two printed parts are pressing up against it. So I've trammed it so that the ends along the X travel are within 0.08 of a millimeter, which is good enough for me. But what I'm going to do is I've marked off 2 points on here. I'm going to do a little bit of a CAD drawing, a cam setup, where I find the center of an M5 bolt, which, funnily enough, this actually does perfectly for. So I can use this as demonstrations. This was the one that they accidentally sent with the Long John kit. It wasn't the right size, the right thread size. I'm in Northerns, and so I'm middle class, something like that. The Midlands don't exist. Yeah. So I'm gonna probe off of this point here to find the center of it, and then I'm gonna do 2 drilling operations to either side. All right, and that's just so I can fit some M3 fasteners. It's gonna be a bit clenched because 3mm drill bits are tiny. I do have some carbide ones though, so hopefully if we take it slow, it will work. And then I'm going to do a boring operation to seat it, and that should bring that concavity down. Going to do countersinks. You can do countersinks. Probably is a good idea to actually do countersinks. I'll have a think about it. The issue with the countersinks, if you don't get them correct the first time, you just end up with an uneven space. The M3s also take up less of the space. It's probably easier to get away with the M3s. Just a little bit. Anything north of Birmingham? Birmingham's like very south. Here's the real question. What do you count Nottingham as? Is Nottingham in the north or is it in the south? Don't say it's in the Midlands. The Midlands don't exist. Gonna do a counter-6. Yeah, I'm gonna do a counterbore. I'm gonna do M3 with a counterbore because that's gonna be the safer option. Probably like an M3x5 with T-slot nuts on the other side of it. North to me, no, Nottingham's Nottingham Southern. It's not part of the north. Midlands don't count. Midlands do not count. They don't exist. Everyone tries to keep convincing me that the Midlands are a place. No, they're not. There's north, there's south, there's no mid. Let's put that back in there. I think that is going to be everything that we do for tonight, guys. I know it was a shorter stream than we usually do, but that's because we managed to blitz through everything that we needed to do. I still have a ton of fasteners though, and I'm not too sure why. But I'm not complaining because I can always use these for my stores. I know there's a lot of stuff for the electronics box, but that we're not using. But things like M3x16s. Oh, I know what these are for. These are for the legs normally. That still works out because the M3x16 is what you need for when you're mounting into Casa. Sorry, M5x16 is what you need when you're mounting into Casa. So that works out. Again, I think it sums it up when the streamer has his bare feet. What's wrong with my feet? Oh, it's hot in this room, okay? And I'm from Africa originally. I never wear shoes back home. It feels wrong wearing shoes when you're inside. Hey, what kind of hammer is that? I need a happy tap. This one came from IKEA. If you search machinist hammer up on Amazon, this is also the hammer that comes up. They're ubiquitous here in the UK. These come with IKEA kits. I'm in the Lake District. I live in the Lake District. Well, just outside the Lake District. So, yes, I am north. I'm on the Scottish border. I'm pretty much as north as you can get without being in Scotland. I don't know if they come in the IKEA kits that you get in the States, but yeah, you definitely get them here in the UK. Or at least you did. I haven't bought anything from IKEA in at least like 3 years. Sweet. So I'll do the cable for it off stream. First operation will probably be drilling those M3s. Those are lined up with the other 2 hold downs. But I need to do all the wiring, which I'll also do off stream, because that's Casa over there, over here. And the electronics box is where that bed is currently. So I'm going to have to be standing on that bed whilst doing all the wiring, and I need to crimp a bunch of extra wires and things like that. And I need to wire in some lights so that you guys can see, and I need to put a camera in there, which I need to afford. And then I need to figure out how you guys are actually going to watch me do it, because I can always flip down the overhead camera or move this camera here out, but who knows? I'll figure something out. That's one thing I'm good at, is figuring out shit ways to do things. Right. Anyways, thank you all for coming. If you haven't dropped us a like, please do feel free to. If you don't worry about it. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate everyone who interacted in stream. Thank you for everyone who's been watching the entire build series. I think it's come out looking really good. What camera do you think you'll put in Casa? Probably just a cheaper webcam. I think Milo's come out looking really nice. I'll do the things I've said off stream. And then we should get to some cutting, and we can actually do some projects, and we can do some streams on those. Right. Have a good evening, folks. I will see you